What role does Oklahoma Baptist play in the economy here in Shawnee?
Well, Oklahoma Baptist University in 2016-2017 has a $70 million budget. And about half of that budget is faculty and staff salaries. So we play a huge economic role in that we're providing resources for our faculty and staff and their families. 300 plus employees on campus and then their families. So we're averaging about 1,200 families or 1,200 members of families here in the Shawnee area, buying homes, eating at restaurants, paying taxes, doing all these things. And so we believe that we're a big part of the economic engine here in the city of Shawnee.
Mm-hmm. What are some of the strengths of Oklahoma Baptist from degree programs?
Well, certainly, as we talked about earlier, our liberal arts core is how we were founded and really shapes all of our academic programming. So in 1906, and I want to tell a little bit of the story because I think it plays into the academic programs that we have. In 1906, the founders of Oklahoma Baptist University decided that they were going to start a 4-year co-educational liberal arts university. And in fact, what happened was Baptists from the Indian Territory and Baptists from Oklahoma Territory came together in Shawnee, a neutral site. And in fact, one met in one building and the other met in another building. They disbanded their conventions and came together to form the Baptist General Convention of Oklahoma. In fact, they left those facilities, literally walked down the street and formed one convention in one building. And from the very beginning, the Education Commission that they formed was about liberal arts education. And so as a core of what we do, we teach our students to read and to write and to do that in very effective and creative ways and to think critically about every aspect of life. The liberal arts core takes shape in every area of what we do. So some of our strongest programs are our nursing program and our science and mathematics programs, our business program, and in English and history, and those areas that have been really essential to producing bankers and lawyers and doctors and business leaders and nurses and teacher education, which is one of the largest colleges or one of the largest departments on our campus.
How does that dovetail into the new engineering school that OBU has?
Yeah, so our faculty voted unanimously in May of 2015 to bring mechanical and electrical engineering to campus. We already had a strong science and math program. In fact, we've been recognized by several peers, several institutions, as having a very strong science and mathematics program. For example, the Navy's nuclear propulsion program is one that has recognized OBU as outstanding. We didn't even have engineering, and the Navy's nuclear propulsion program looked at institutions that had science, mathematics, and engineering and rated them based on a matrix that they established. In this matrix, they looked at those programs and defined them either by Tier 4 through Tier 1 status. And so an institution that had Tier 4 status is an institution that students who signed up for the Navy's nuclear propulsion program would receive tuition. At Tier 3, they would receive tuition and board. And then Tier 2 would be tuition and books and board. And then in Tier 1, all those things plus $31,000 a year stipend. And OBU was selected by the Navy's nuclear propulsion program as one of 4 Tier 1 institutions in the United States, comparing ourselves with MIT, Harvard, and Stanford. The other one is Oklahoma Baptist University, something we're really proud of. So when we talk about science, math, and engineering, I think why our students perform so well is the foundation of liberal arts as a part of those. Every student walks through the liberal arts program while also taking on the demanding schedules of biology and physics and chemistry, and in the near future, engineering.
And you mentioned all these science classes. A lot of nurses come out of OBU.
Absolutely. What's really fascinating is that OBU had the first baccalaureate nursing program in the state of Oklahoma. I think we beat Oklahoma University by 3 weeks or something like that, but nevertheless, we claim to be the oldest baccalaureate program. And so from the very beginning, OBU has been about producing nurses, and really outstanding nurses. And in fact, recently a CEO of a major hospital in Oklahoma City told me, "Will, everyone knows that the best nurses are trained at Oklahoma Baptist University." And because of that, we have invested in our nursing program. Most recently, we underwent a campaign, and as part of our campaign, we raised about $9.6 million to build some are calling state-of-the-art, others in our community are calling state-of-the-world nursing facility, a 31,000 square foot facility that can also serve as a 24-bed hospital and a triage center. In case there is a disaster in our state and there's a need for a triage center. Our nursing facility can serve in that way. But the way that we train nurses at OBU is through the simulation process. And so we have something called high-definition simulators on our campus. 6 simulators that replicate everything that you and I do when we're in the hospital bed. So if you blink, they blink. If you cry, they cry. If you bleed, they bleed. And our professors are able to use technology to really lead the nurse who is training to experience everything that you and I would experience in a hospital. So if you're sitting in the simulator lab, at one moment there might be diabetic shock, then there might be heart attack, then there might be something else. And this walks the nurse through every potential opportunity that they have that they would see in the hospital room, in the ER, in home health care. And we're providing that training to our students. And again, we're receiving incredible feedback about that type of training. The company that provides the simulators to us is a company based out of Florida, and the company that provides those simulators has chosen OBU as one of their 10 preferred sites. And what that means is that we're going to be a training ground. So when they release new equipment, when they provide new technology, OBU will be the place where those things are being tested and then sent out to universities all over the country.
In addition to nurses, there's also a high rate of people that come out of here that eventually become doctors.
Absolutely. We're very proud of our pre-med program. And the reason that I think that we've done so well in pre-med, again, is the liberal arts core that accompanies those very difficult pre-med courses. But for 15 years now, OBU has had a 92 to 94% acceptance rate into medical school. Other schools brag when they hit 55 or 60%, and that's very good. But for several years now, OBU has put 92 to 94% of our pre-med students into the medical school of their choice. And not only that, they're succeeding in those medical schools. We're hearing stories that our students go on to medical schools and they're performing at the highest level and sometimes outperforming students that have come from maybe some of our more elite colleges.
Mm-hmm. You've talked to me about the impact that OBU has on the area, state, nation, world. What about the impact that Shawnee has on OBU?
Sure. Without Shawnee, there is no Oklahoma Baptist University, and we're very proud of our relationship. Very proud of our relationship with the city. And let me give you a little example of how OBU was founded, not just from the story that I told earlier, but there were many cities in Oklahoma vying for, at the time, what was known as the Baptist University of Oklahoma. Again, I think OBU is a lot better than BUO, but the Baptist University of Oklahoma was really trying to find a place to settle. And since those conventions had convened here, and the Education Commission had convened here with the Baptist General Convention of Oklahoma, I think Shawnee was the right place. And individuals in Shawnee saw the value of a 4-year coeducational liberal arts university right in their community. And so J. Lloyd Ford, who was one of the founders of Shawnee Milling Company, was also one of the founders of OBU, and other men and women who saw the value. They said, let's come together and let's find a way for OBU to be here. And so what they did is they donated 60 acres of land, the original 60 acres that OBU sits on as part of our 210-acre campus, those 60 acres, and then they also gifted $100,000 for OBU to build its first building. Rightly so, it's called Shawnee Hall, and this past year we celebrated its 100th anniversary. So there is a significant tie, an ongoing tie, and without Shawnee, there is no Oklahoma Baptist University, and we're proud to be a part of this community.
There is tremendous growth going on right now on the campus.
There is tremendous growth going on the campus, and in fact, in the last 8 years, we've seen a 24% growth in enrollment. And then not only that, but we've invested in our campus. So not only have we invested in academic programming with the addition of the new nursing facility, Stavros Hall, but we've also invested in other areas for our students. 4 new housing units, 2 that are apartment style, 2 that are suite style. So apartment style means there's 4 rooms, 2 bathrooms, and a living room, kitchenette for the facility. Suite style is that there are 2 rooms and a bathroom facility in the center. So 4 students share that bathroom and 2 students share a room. And modern and incredibly impressive. In fact, our newest facility, the Lodge, is a 42,000 square foot facility, suite style. And when you walk into the entrance, it's like walking into a lodge. There is a 3-foot rock wall with a fireplace, and it's a gorgeous facility and very popular among students. In fact, we've had an increase because of the new housing. We've had an increase of the number of students who want to live on campus rather than live off campus because of our investment in new facilities. So not just new housing, but we also underwent a $2.1 million renovation to our cafeteria. So that was an improvement for our students. We added a Chick-fil-A to our campus, and who doesn't love Chick-fil-A? It's very popular and popular among our students. But not only investing in those resources for our students, but also investing in technology in our classroom spaces and upgrading our classrooms, not only from a facility standpoint, but from a technology standpoint. We have made investments in our athletic program, and we have made investments in for every area of the campus. And so we've been really proud of the fact that in the last 6 or 7 years, we've probably invested 70, 80, $100 million back into the campus with facilities, academic programming, scholarships. And so in every way, we're making those investments into OBU.
Mm-hmm. Now, everyone is concerned about the rising costs in higher education. How do you try to offset that here at OBU?
We see that too. We hear that from our parents and our students. And so one of the things that we've really worked hard on is to meet students where they are, meet families where they are, and provide them resources. And so as I mentioned earlier, we've raised in the last 4 years about $20 million in endowment. And so we've grown our endowment from $89 million when I first came to OBU in 2010 to now about $118 million. And so on average, every year OBU is giving away $25 million in scholarships. It's a significant increase from when I first came just 5 years ago. And we're really proud about investing in our students and the students that come to OBU. When you apply to OBU as a student right now, you can't do anything without getting a $2,000 scholarship. In other words, when you apply, you receive a $2,000 scholarship no matter what. Obviously, scholarships can go up based on academic credentials, volunteer service, athletic credentials, all those types of things. But right out the gate, we provide a $2,000 scholarship to every student that applies, telling them, demonstrating to them that we're going to provide resources and we want you here at Oklahoma Baptist University.